All in Sports Network. We love sports.
Coming to you from the land of Get In Barbecue, Lone Stars and Longhorns, this is All In Colts presented by the Unstable Blues.
Welcome back in. It's time to step into the Colts Corner as we discuss the offseason moves of the organization. It's been a while, so we will review free agency and then dive into the draft. We will give you our take and try to predict what Chris Ballard may do. So let's go. All In Colts.
That is correct. I'm Kevin. This is my son Liam. We are the Unstable Blues. Happy to present All In Colts as part of the Rogue Media Sports Network.
Yep. Before we jump into the draft, a little update on what has happened in free agency. Here are some of the outside free agents.
Yep. Cam Bynum. I was watching it happen live in the car. I know. And I literally screamed out loud in the car when this happened because I was like, that's amazing. Okay, cool.
Yep. Next one, Travarius Ward. I was taking a nap when this happened. You texted, or no, you didn't text me. I woke up 7 minutes after it happened or something like that. I saw a Twitter post about it. I was like, is this fake? And I showed you after I realized it was real. I was like, look what just happened. We went crazy.
Yep. Then Daniel Jones, which we'll get to a little bit more in a second.
Yep. Then Corey Ballantyne.
Yep. Running back Khalil Herbert.
And defensive tackle Neville Gallimore.
Neville Gallimore.
Neville Gallimore.
That's the one.
Very proper.
Yep.
So now we get to the Daniel Jones.
Yep.
They said they wanted him because of quarterback competition.
Yep. So
my question to you is, how much quarterback competition will there actually be?
I'm going to play for you a little clip from Ballard in one of the Behind the Colts episodes.
Daniel's skill set and Anthony's skill set, there's a lot of similarities there. So offensively, I think that's going to help, our offensive staff say, okay, we don't have to make these wholesale changes with one guy or the other. We got to make the best decision for the team. Whatever the outcome is based on performance.
Based on performance. The only similarity that I see between Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson is their general lack of consistency and ability to get it done.
I think
it will be a competition because now you have two of the worst statistical quarterbacks going against each other. Is it a competition? Yes. Is it the last-ditch effort for Anthony Richardson? Yes. It's the organization saying, if you can't beat this guy, you don't belong.
Yeah. I think a similarity is they're running. They both like to run, but they don't run the same way.
No.
AR is more of a I'm going to run you over type of guy because he's built like that. Right. Daniel Jones will try, but he can't. But he's more of a elusive guy, get it done. Their passing, completely different. Daniel Jones hits the short guys like AR should do sometimes.
Yep.
But he can't hit the long balls like AR can. So.
But I do see, obviously, Ballard is referencing what hasn't been the past 2 years with Minshew and Flacco. But, man, I'm just saying, Winston for 2 years on $8 million looks a lot better than Daniel Jones for 14 for 1 year.
I completely agree with that.
All right, internal free agents
for him the whole time.
Re-signed my man Ashton Doolin back for a third contract with the Colts.
Yep. Danny Pinter got re-signed as well.
Yep. And half of French fries is back. Wesley French got re-signed. So no French fries, but maybe French toast.
Maybe.
Lots of other French bread. I mean, there's lots of other
Yeah.
possibilities.
Linebacker David Long as well.
And Mo Alley Cox is back again.
Don't understand it.
Don't get it.
Understand it. Nope.
Nope.
Here's some internal free agents that we lost. Ryan Kelly went to the Vikings.
And so did Will Fries right next to him.
Yep. Dio Dangbo went to the Bears, which is scary.
Grant Stewart went to the Lions, had a few things to say, potentially like about the Colts, not directly, but indirectly in his introductory press conference.
Kylan Granson went to the Eagles, which makes sense for Dallas Goedert.
Yeah. Would have been nice to trade those out. EJ Speed went to the division rival Houston.
Mm-hmm. But there was a good sign for moving forward.
Yep.
We talked that this would be the sure tell sign if Ballard is changing or not. Ballard may like his guys. Sam Ehlinger went to the Broncos.
Yes.
But I say may because he re-signed Mo Alley Cox.
Yeah, it's true. So, yeah, I mean, in all of that, Will Fries, we lost to, I think, both of us, our number one in-house free agent that we needed to sign, and he went away.
Agreed. Lost a great guy, great Grant Stewart. That was all over the place.
Right. But yes, good for Sam to be in that situation. I think he'll thrive in Sean Payton offense, even if he's the backup.
Yeah, I think.
And I think there's enough similarities with him and Bo Nix that if something happens, that he could maybe jump in and make a play at the number 2.
Yeah.
So that's good for him.
He'll continue to be Mr. August.
Yeah, right. But the biggest thing here late in the game was the release of Mr. Matt Gay. How do you feel about that one, sir? You've been asking for this one for a while.
Spencer.
It's Spencer time. And in the pre-draft Chris Ballard press conference, he did say this had less to do with what Matt didn't do and more to do with what Spencer did. Not just with them, but the fact that he went to 2 different teams and found success on the field as a kicker in both those different scenarios. So,
hey, Blake and Hip is still out there.
You know what? Here's the deal. The Colts are just a little too late, aren't they? We called the black helmet, and then the next year, black helmet. We said all year last year from training camp to put Spencer in and get rid of Matt Gay, and a year later,
didn't put Spencer in, but we got rid of Matt Gay.
It's
the more important half of that.
It's almost like we could do their job better than they can. Oh, wait, we're out there. We're in Blank Hips available. So are we. All right. Set me up here.
Set you up.
Let's
All right.
go.
Let's hear it. Your positional rankings.
Yes. I'm not going to go through all positions. These are simply positions that are what I've identified as potential needs. Okay. Let me preface this by saying the combine is for casuals and for entertainment. Watch the tape. That is
I'm
the
going to
number one thing.
specify even more. Don't watch tape in general. Don't watch highlights.
Nope.
Pick out one game. That 1, 2, 3 games.
Yep.
However many you want to. Of where 1, they did well, 1, they did poorly, and 1 where it was kind of in between, and why that happened.
Yep. More valuable than the combine are the pro days or the visit days. Those are more important than the combine. If you like watching people run 40s, congratulations. That's awesome. But running 40 in shorts means nothing when you can't run it in pads with the ball. Right. It's totally different. So with all that said, we're going to start off with tight end. Tyler Warren, Elijah Arroyo. Actually, I'm changing this. Mason Taylor, Elijah Arroyo, Terrence Ferguson, and then Colston Loveland.
Wow, he's low.
Doesn't
I think
block.
I know why. Yep. I
Doesn't
was about
block.
to say.
Not for the Colts. And you need a
I
guy.
need the wham block back.
Yes. I mean, we all miss
Jack
Jack Doyle
Doyle.
for many reasons. Yep. And so I believe those other 4 guys can do that
Before that,
better
Kobe
than
Fleener.
Loveland. Now, Loveland is a great route runner. He can get in space and do some damage, but
We're
if you love
talking.
Dallas Clark, that's great. But this Colts team does not need a Dallas
We
Clark.
are talking about Travis Kelce versus George Kittle.
Yep.
In reality, I'm not comparing them to them at all.
Nope.
They are both unique in their own ways, but in essence, what do you want from a tight end? George Kittle can do that part, but he can block way better than Travis can.
Yeah, and this Colts team needs a fighter. It needs somebody who can catch all the balls across the middle and be the safety valve, but they also need somebody who's got a little bit of attitude and can take on an edge guy by themselves and set an edge. So then what now became a huge need as well is offensive guard.
Yes. I actually thought about it a ton.
Tyler Booker is my number 1, a lot of people's number 1. And then I jumped straight to Tate Ratledge out of Georgia, I believe. Dylan Fairchild, Miles Frazier, and Jackson Slater out of Sacramento State, I believe.
Yeah.
Linebacker, most everyone's number 1, Jihad Campbell, although he's got some injury potential issues, so he may slide a little bit. Barrett Carter out of Clemson, I believe. Jalen Walker, Carson Schwessinger. Schwessinger. Yep, got it. And David Walker. This guy is a versatile linebacker DN. So
TJ Watt-ish with that.
Yeah, well,
Mike Parsons type of thing.
I'm thinking when somebody, and also in a situation where Lou Amaruno likes to do things differently and have the same guys on the field that could do different things. This could be a sneaky pick.
like a Ronnie Harrison type of person.
Defensive tackle, Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, the 2 Michigan guys, Derek Harmon from Oregon, Darius Alexander, and Joshua Farmer out of Florida State. Safety, Malachi Stark, Xavier Watts, Andrew Makuba, Kevin Winston, and Jalen Reed. Cornerback, I got Jahdae Barron ahead of Will Johnson. Will Johnson is slipping a little bit, but I made this a while ago. I still identified Jahdae Barron. There may be more of that coming later. Darian Porter, Denzel Burke, Mello Dotson. 3 more positions. Ready?
Yep.
Running back. Who thinks it's the top?
Ashton Giante.
Yep. Devin Neal is my number 2. I've identified that for a while now. Travion Henderson, Jordan James out of Oregon, and then Cam Scatteraboo. I know you're gonna hate me.
Still my guy.
I know
Scatteraboo's top 3 for me.
I know he is.
Game. I love Scatteraboo. He reminds me a lot of me as well. So like
I'm still not sold on every part of him. I feel like I can't put my finger on it. If I was in a scouting and if I had to interview him, I think I probably figure it out. But without that one-on-one, there's something I just doesn't sit right with me.
He may not be the attitude that the Colts want, but maybe that's what's needed.
I mean, well, to be fair, like Devin Neal, Jordan James, to me are like the next running back 1, and that's why they would be there. Cam Scatteraboo is a little bit more what Shane likes in a multiple back set where you have somebody who's different. You bring in a change of pace.
But who says that couldn't be the case if AR stays and you can figure out all this stuff with AR? Who says Scatteraboo doesn't work better?
Oh, I get it. We've talked about if you get the right tight end, Warren, and you get the right running back, Scatteraboo, you can run some crazy stuff with a whole bunch of tanks running at you with Warren and AR and Scadaboo all being able to throw the ball or just toss it back, and now you got a blocking caravan for JT.
Yeah.
Triple option galore. Two more positions. Quarterback. My number one quarterback. Part of this has to do with where the Colts are and what their need is. Dylan Gabriel. Left-hander. Most starts ever by a college quarterback. Second, Jalen Milroe, because the similarity in system and to AR. Kyle McCord, sneaky pick there. Jackson Dart is my number 4. Not that he would even be there at that point. And then Curtis Rourke, got to give some IU love. Finally, wide receiver. Matthew Golden, Emeka Egbuka, Luther Burden the third, Xavier Restrepo. Yes, I still have Xavier Restrepo there. I don't care about his 40 time. I told you about that. Isaiah Bond. I still am in on Isaiah Bond, depending on how his legal things go. All right.
And this
with all that said,
that was all considering where the Colts are, correct?
Yes.
In the draft order. Okay, because I was like,
this is
not putting Travis Hunter there is kind of crazy.
I'm disregarding that because he's not going to be available.
Right.
Like he will be gone.
Yes.
Like he'll be gone by at worst number 5.
Yeah. I completely agree.
With all that said, your 3-round mock. We did 3 rounds, not 7, not 4, maybe 4 next year. I'm not sure.
We'll see.
I was tempted to go there, but go ahead.
So I did one that I liked, and then but the first round. So I was fishing around the whole time to see if I could get the first round that I wanted, because I knew who I wanted, and if I could get the other 2 as well. Okay. So the first round I wanted was Tyler Warren. Once again, I will say
how many times did you have to go through a mock before you were able to get that?
After I had already gotten the other 2 people, or in total?
Like, how many times did you have to go through that process in a mock before you were able to land Tyler Warren?
I ran 4 total mock drafts. I did 4 total.
That makes sense.
I got the 2 people on the second one, and then on the 4th one, I got it. So it was one time between the 2.
Okay.
So it wasn't too hard to get, but
all right.
Still, I was like, I don't know if I want that exactly, because I got Colston Loveland whenever I got the other 2. I was like, eh. So Tyler Warren, Trey Amos, don't know exactly.
Okay.
Corner out of Ole Miss.
Okay.
And I think it's funny that you mentioned this guy, Tate Ratledge, guard out of Georgia.
He's good. He's got a Colts attitude.
Mm-hmm. He definitely does,
like
I like our Colts attitudes for the offensive lineman. I like it.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
all right, I like it. I think that fits. The unpredictability of this draft is unmeasured. Like, besides the top 3, 4, nobody knows anything. And just because a player might be rated higher doesn't mean that's what's best for that team. So literally, you could have a guy who's, scoring second round for a whole bunch of other teams, but he could go 6th in the order because that's their top guy for their position of need. So it just doesn't matter. It's so unpredictable.
That's why mock drafts are still kind of.
Oh yeah,
you don't know exactly what's going to happen.
Right. Now, the only mock draft that matters is the one going on West 56th Street. Okay, so with all that said, I have some letter rip scenarios for you. Okay.
All right.
So here we go. Scenario number 1. Your preference on a draft day trade: Trey Hendrickson or Dallas Goedert? Trey is 31, Dallas is 30, and they're both in the last year of their deals.
So I choose one.
Which would you rather see?
Draft. Okay, is this draft day trade first day or second day?
I don't know.
If it's first day,
if
it's first day, I'm taking Hendrickson.
To me, I think that would have to be, yeah.
If it's second day and we take a tight end, I'm still taking Hendrickson. If it's second day we don't take a tight end, I'm taking Goddard.
I'd still be okay taking a tight end and Goddard. But
I see that.
Yeah.
But I think our defense was our problem. And
I hear you.
I get that Lou's new and all that, and you don't know exactly, so why not give him more?
Somebody he's familiar with.
Exactly. That. Give him more talent as well.
All right. If you have the option, not that you would, but if they're both there, Jeanty or Warren?
I'm even more sold on Warren now than I was whenever you originally asked me this question.
Okay.
So Warren.
All right.
That is what we need now.
See, I disagree with you. If Jeanty's there, you thank your lucky stars and you take Jeanty because he's one of a kind, and I know Warren is one of a kind, but the tight end class, you can get what you need deeper, like I mentioned. What if Warren, Jeanty, Jihad Campbell, Jahdae Barron, and Malachi Starks are all gone? What do you do? Do you go guard? Do you go defensive tackle? Do you trade back?
I think you go. This may shock some people. I think you go Will Johnson, or you trade back.
All right, sounds good. I the newest thing now that some people put out there that I don't even understand is if Shador is at 14, the Colts may take him. I know. Okay. Moving on. That's not one of them, but there we go. There's our instant rip on that one. Better decision to trade up or trade down? What do you think?
It's a better decision to trade up, 100%.
Okay.
I think this is a draft for if you think for some reason, like if you trade up 2 spots to get Warren because you think someone in those 2 spots could take him, go ahead. You don't if you want someone but you don't want a division rival to have him, trade up, that type of scenario.
Warren
I think
go
that's
as high as 5 to the Jaguars.
Yeah. If you
because
really
Liam Cohen loves the
if you really want someone like Travis Hunter, Ashton Jeanty, who is a top 5 draft prospect, and that's who you think you need, go up, get them. I don't trade up for a quarterback. There is no need. Stick with AR. Get a guy deeper in the class. Yep. Stick with AR as your guy for this year. And so I think
trade up only for Warren or somebody else special.
Hunter or something like that. Yes.
All right. Got it. Here we go. It is now time, before I do my mock draft, for another episode of Kevin's Conspiracies.
Okay.
All right. You've been waiting for this one for a while. Mel Kiper Jr. hates the Colts. Now, he hates the Colts because he is from Baltimore, and he had to witness the Colts be taken from his city to Indianapolis. And he has hated the Colts ever since. If you don't believe me, here's proof from the 1994 draft of just exactly how he feels about the Colts.
April 24th, 1994, a day that will live in infamy. The Indianapolis Colts are now on the clock. Now, they have 2 very high first-round picks, the number 2 pick right now and the number 7 pick overall.
With the second pick in the first round, the Indianapolis Colts select Marshall Faulk, running back, San Diego State.
He's a great back, but I strongly disagree with this pick. And it's not any criticism at all of Marshall Faulk. The Colts have to come out of this draft with a quarterback, and if they don't, they're ripe for some criticism.
The Rams have made a trade with Indianapolis, and Indianapolis has selected Trev Alberts, linebacker from Nebraska.
You got a problem with this move?
I think it's a typical Colt move. I mean, here's a team that needed a franchise quarterback to pass up a Trent Dilfer when all you have is Jim Harbaugh. Give me a break. That's why the Colts are picking second every year in the draft, not battling for the Super Bowl like other clubs in the National Football League.
We don't have to take anybody that Mel Kiper says we have to take. Mel Kiper has no more credentials to do what he's doing than my neighbor, and my neighbor's a postman, and he doesn't even have season tickets to the NFL.
To me, it's a mistake. You cannot go with Jim Harbaugh and pass up Trent Dilfer. Forget it. That's why the Colts are the laughingstock of the league year in and year out.
Whose name is more whose name is more heard in the football world nowadays between those
Trent
two?
Dilfer or Jim Harbaugh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. You ready? The year after that, Jim Harbaugh led the Colts to a AFC championship game. And 3 years after that, the Colts drafted Peyton Manning. Trent Dilfer.
The third greatest quarterback of all time.
I will say Trent Dilfer, ironically, was the quarterback when the Baltimore Ravens won their first Super Bowl in the 2000 season. It was mostly to do with their defense, though. Dilfer went 12 for 25 in the Super Bowl for 153 yards and a touchdown when the Super Bowl ended in a 34-7 win for the Ravens. Their defense scored more than anything.
So you're telling me he threw for 153 yards and a touchdown,
Mm-hmm.
and the score
On less than 50%.
and they had 34 points.
Uh-huh.
He only was contributed of one touchdown.
Yep.
So if
only
it
was up
he
to
did
him,
something,
if it was
fans-
up to him, it would have been tied.
yeah. So that doesn't. Those things don't add up to me.
Nope. That was battle of game managers because Kerry Collins was on the other side. So,
Mhm.
you know. Okay. Time for my 3-round mock. You ready?
Yeah.
I'll make it short and sweet and simple. I didn't get Tyler Warren. I don't know if he's going to be available unless they trade up. If he is, then go up and get him. But did get Jade Barron. And then I got Mason Taylor in the second round with the tight end. And then I got Devin Neal in the third round as my running back.
I like it. Pretty solid. Pretty solid.
Yes. So much of this is depth of class and your understanding of that. You know, I think maybe a guard should be up there sooner. But that's what I went with.
Yeah.
So depth is probably greatest at tight end. No, greatest at running back, tight end, defensive tackle, are probably the top three, I would say, position depth in this class.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, we're going to go after what we think Ballard's 3-round mock.
I don't know exact people. I'm going to be honest. Because
Okay.
this is so unpredictable. Because
Let me let you in on a little bit of, intel between the lines from where the Colts have been and who has been where, right? Siobhan Ravel out of Carolina State, East Carolina. They've had some people there. Lou went out to UCLA, so that puts Carson Schwessinger as a possibility, linebacker there as far as quarterbacks. Shane was seen talking to Riley Leonard at the Notre Dame Pro Day. They've talked to Quinn Ewers a ton, and Tyler Shuck is in there as well.
Yeah. See, that makes sense. It makes sense, but there could be a lot of smoke there as well. So I don't trust all those necessarily.
I know.
This is unpredictable because of two things. Two things go into this. One, it's an unpredictable draft. There's so much talent that's not normally in a draft, if that makes sense. There's not a ton of massive quarterback prospects. Like the past 5 years, there have been a ton of really big quarterbacks. It's a really deep and talented running back, really deep, talented tight end. Those are probably the two of the biggest ones. Defensive backs is really big here. So there's a lot of depth and talent where there normally isn't in drafts, which is an odd thing. So it's an unpredictable draft. And two, we don't know where Ballard is still because he said he's going to change. And he's shown signs that he does, but he's shown signs that he doesn't.
Yep.
My thought is,
who's getting in the first?
I don't know who. I know position,
Okay, go.
and this only matters for first round.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Ballard first round. If he doesn't change, he goes defensive back.
Okay.
If he changes, he picks, I don't know who it is, top talent available. Whether
Okay.
that's Hunter, G, Warren. I could see him trading up for someone
Okay.
if he's changed. 2, second round, I see him drafting a running back. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
3, I see him drafting a lineman, offensive lineman of some sort. Guard, edge, center. I don't know exactly. One of those.
I think the first 3 rounds are going to be guard, D tackle, and linebacker.
So you're saying he doesn't change
Maybe not
much.
in that order. Maybe flip a little bit, but
So you're saying he doesn't change much? then?
I say he likes it in the trenches no matter what.
Okay.
So that's what I think.
I
Well-
would agree.
Yep. Well, you know what? That's it. That's all the time we after the draft to break down whatever craziness happens, doesn't happen. Shador goes here, he goes there, he goes here. I don't know. It will still be way too early to grade the class, but we will discuss if we feel like the Colts filled their needs and if this draft class can be the one that puts the Colts over the edge into the playoffs to save Ballard's job.
Yep, this is Liam
And this is Kevin.
reminding you to stay all in Colts.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.